to the Quality of Life podcast. My name is Erin Olson, and I am a businesswoman and mother who has been studying personal growth for over 15 years. I've tried almost all of the habits and hacks out there. My goal is to use my real-life experience to show you which tricks and habits make the biggest changes to your quality of life with the least amount of time and energy on your part. We will cover everything from habits to hacks, fitness to family, and everything in between. Now, let's dive on into today's topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the Quality of Life podcast. Last week got me thinking how differently I think now compared to back when some of those life-altering events happened. And I think I need to talk about how a victim mindset can keep you trapped, but how developing the ways that a victor or a champion thinks can not only change your emotional well-being, but also your whole life. So that's what we are going to cover today. Freeing yourself from the victim mindset and becoming a victor. Real quick, last week's homework was to look back on the most recent events that almost broke you. Did you take a few minutes to write out all of the things that you learned from it? Awesome. Well, that is all part of becoming less victimish. So let's explore a little more about that victim versus victor mindset. I guarantee that you all have those people in your lives that are always complaining about the government, the boss, the market, etc., or the fact that they are always worse off than you are. They got less sleep, less pay, they have more pain than you. You know that person. When you have any complaint, they immediately say, "Oh, you think that's bad? Well, ... Fill in the blank." Well, guys, I used to be that person. I was always working harder, broker, more tired, and more sick than everyone. And I wore it like a badge of honor. I thought it made me look tougher, it made people feel sorry for me, and it made them expect less from me. I was a victim, and I still have those thoughts creep in from time to time, but I will no longer allow them to stay. Back then, I listened to all of the angry music, I smoked a pack a day of cigarettes, and I felt like I had no control over where my life was going. Of course, I still had dreams, but there was always something keeping me from going for it. And I had given my power away. All signs of victimish thinking. So, what are some signs that you could be suffering as a victim? Not to sound like a drug commercial, signs you could be feeling like a victim do include, but are not limited to, feelings of helplessness. Why even try to do something about it? Feelings of lack of control. Feelings of lack in general. Not enough time, not enough money, not enough sleep, not enough energy. Being someone who constantly blames others or shifts blame to others or who doesn't hold themselves accountable for anything. Or someone who doesn't think that they are enough or worthy of more. Someone with a negative self-image. Or maybe they're attention seekers, the one-uppers, the worse-offs, the try to control the conversations kind of people. And people who are resistant to change. They don't want to give up the identity or the excuses. Those are all signs of a person who is suffering as a victim. You know, most of us are trained to believe that we are a victim of our circumstances. And if we weren't raised that way, we were definitely taught it in 2020 with the lockdowns and immunization cards. I mean, you couldn't even get a sniffle without being forced to stay home. Then you really were a victim of circumstance. And this is not political at all. It's the truth. Now, when I was faced with all of the time at home in 2020 and 2021, with my victor or champion mindset, I had the best year in my personal growth. I am not trying to rub it in, but I became fitter, healthier, leaner, a better leader, and way more empowered. And that is what living like a victor can do, no matter the circumstance. I mean, I could have ended up fatter, lazier, and more tired. How did you do? Well, it doesn't matter. Starting now, you can start to live and act more like a victor. And I just want to tell you, here is the truth. It doesn't matter where you're from, who raised you, all of the hang-ups and handicaps, all the traumas. They have no power over you, who you become, or what you achieve. You are only limited by what you believe. If someone who has similar stats, upbringing, circumstances has ever broken out and become someone noteworthy, you can too. Unless you believe you're stuck, of course. When you have a limited life, you constantly give up your power to the way things are. Stop it. Stop giving away your power. And when I say power, this is what it stands for. The P stands for peace. This is your gift from God, the ability to have peace in the middle of the storm. No matter what's going on in your life, you can summon peace. It is inside of you. No blow-ups. Detach your feelings from the circumstance and look objectively. Here's an example. What if someone else was going through this exact circumstance? How would you counsel and coach them? That is a way to think of it from a place of peace. The O in power stands for optimism, and I have almost always been an optimist, trying to find the silver lining in everything. And I have found that those who do not look for the possible lesson or the happy ending rarely become champions or victors. You too can become way more optimistic. All you have to do is ask yourself, how can you use this for good? Here's an example. My husband hates this, but when we get stuck by a car on the freeway that is going so slow and it seems like we cannot get around them, I always say, well, honey, it's probably keeping us from getting into an accident down the road. Yeah, it drives him insane, but that is how an optimist thinks. There's a silver lining or there's a reason why it's happening to keep you safe or help propel you into the future. The W stands for your words. Your words can make or break any situation. Warning. Anything that follows the words I am can either benefit you or harm you, but it cannot do both. So speak life into your life. Only speak of yourself or your lot in life in a positive way, never negatively. Here's an example. Instead of I'm not that good, say I'm working on it or I am learning. Easier said than done, believe me. The E in power stands for energy. Did you know that power stations don't have energy? They generate it. According to Brendon Burchard, in the book High Performance Habits, you can generate your own energy simply by attempting to do it. Whether it be with good music, happy thoughts, or movement, you can control your energy level no matter what. Here's an example. If you were exhausted from putting together your camp and just wanted to sleep and a bear came walking up to you, do you think you could muster enough energy to run? Point made. And the R in power stands for respond versus react. You also have the ability to react to something bad or to respond to it. The difference between the two is whether you react out of instinct, a knee-jerk feeling, or habit, or if you pause for just a second, allowing the adrenaline to wear off, and instead from running from that bear that we just talked about, you get in your car and lock your doors. The choice is yours. So you have the power to have peace, optimism, use your words well, control your energy, and respond accordingly. Don't give that away to your circumstance. Guys, you are here to have and enjoy your life and have it in abundance, according to John 10:10. And you are not here to wallow through it. Take responsibility of your thoughts and change the negative beliefs. Be solution and action minded. Be like Nelson Mandela. This man was imprisoned for 27 years. And when he was finally released, he became the president of the African National Congress, and he received the Nobel Peace Prize despite his circumstances. This man is known for saying, quote, I never lose. I either win or I learn, end quote. We all should adopt similar thinking and surround yourself with people who think like victors. If you don't have people like that around you, find music, podcasts, and books to help recondition your mind daily. Things like the Joel Osteen podcast, the Ed Milet podcast, and music that is uplifting. The House FM is a great app for good, uplifting, and fun Christian music. And, just do whatever makes you feel good and be good. This week's homework is to reclaim your power, your peace, your optimism, your words, your energy, and learned to respond, not react. While you might focus on it for the next week, you should aim to make it a lifelong practice. You are a victor. You were born for more, to do more, and to help others by showing them that it can be done. That's what I'm doing here now. Spread the empowerment and raise all of our quality of life. Well, guys, I hope that this helps you realize your power to live as a victor and less like a victim. Thank you so much for listening, and please share with others that you think could use it. Please also rate this on your podcast platform, and guys, I will see you next week. Bye. Thanks for listening to today's episode. Be sure to check us out on the Quality of Life podcast, Facebook and Instagram pages, and our website, theerinolson.com, for downloads and more information. That is TheErinolson.com. Stay up to date by joining our email newsletter. Together, we can improve all of our quality of life.